Up next on UBC, brought to you by
Airtel. Download Airtel TV to watch and support Ugandan talent on The Voice Africa every Sunday at 8 p.m.
Hello and welcome to News Tonight. I am Rhoda Ngonzi. Let's take a look at the top stories. President Museveni mourns Mahakanizi, urges family to continue his legacy. First Lady hosts Saudi Arabia South Sudan envoys at State House. While UPDF monitoring and evaluation team inspects Bukadia projects. And Khartoum's international airport gets caught up in the ongoing civil turmoil. Hello, once again, let's get started. Masindi Stadium is hosting Presidential Advisor on Special Operations General Muhoozi Kainerugaba tonight. Revelers are already at the stadium waiting for the Army General currently traversing the country spreading the gospel of wealth creation through his 49th birthday celebration. A bloom of fireworks is part of the entertainment lined up to welcome Muhoozi. Let's take a look.
Aha, ati ngoza kubaisha obutumwa okuruga mu Bunyoro amoti Masaka Kainerugaba angambire abenda muno kandi angambira goza kwija kubarora aja kutunga kasumi eja abarole at the right time. So kiro kya leero ngoza munyumirwe kandi abalunyege nabo ngoza bagende mu maiso mutera lunyege abantu banyumirwe kandi mwegonze wemuramara olunyege tujagenda mu bindi mulire so nibyo ebyo mwebale muno so kusaba ba fireworks batekeyo tugende mu fireworks egesa muteka igiri nyenda munyimure kale nibyo mugo tekoza fireworks
quite the excitement for the people there. President Yoweri Museveni has been the chief mourner during official funeral service for the Permanent Secretary, Office of the Prime Minister, Keith Mahakanizi. The president urged the family members to carry on with the deceased's legacy.
They braved the rain and endured the cold to pay last respects to their fallen colleague in national service, Keith Mahakanizi. Former Bishop of North Kigezi Diocese, the Right Reverend Dr. Edward Muhima, was the main preacher during the funeral service held at Kololo Ceremonial Grounds in Kampala. These are some of the attributes that led the chief mourner, President Yoweri Museveni, to hold Mahakanizi in high esteem.
As we say farewell to Chief Mahakanizi, we have this psalm to read for him. Psalm number 60, verse 19. The Son will no more be your right.
Mahakanizi was definitely a hard worker, because in my struggles, I needed figures. And whenever I needed figures, Mahakanizi would be having all the figures. Now, I didn't know that Mahakanizi was a zealot. You know what we call a zealot? A zealot, somebody who is committed to something very, very deeply. Definitely him and Mutevile and Kasem were zealots of the IMF approach, for sure. There's no doubt about that. I have now come to know it from the wife and the girl, the daughter, about their football and so on, Liverpool. I didn't know that he had that character but I could see it. I said, but these young people, why do they only look at the IMF?
Museveni put Mahakanizi in the category of Emmanuel Mutevile and Chris Kasami, economists whose roles in restoring the economy remain exceptional to date.
The Mahakanizi group and Mutevile group rightly advised me against that minimum wage. Why? Because of the same logic. Things in the economy are determined by the market. You still have excess of labor, of manpower, compared to the jobs. If you artificially overprice the price of labor, you will undermine the growth of the economy. Let the economy grow, let more investors come in, and as they come in, the labor will become short. If you get more factories, more hotels, more businesses, the labor will become scarce and the price will go up. And I was persuaded by that line, and that's how I have been able to resist the pressure of the labor unions to artificially put up the price of labor, even when you don't have enough jobs.
Museveni wants Ugandans and Mahakanizi's family to keep his legacy moving.
The modern societies are very delicate because of being shielded. They are not used to tough life. But when I saw the children there, these children are old. The Banyankole would say, Avereyanye tzize. Avereyanye tzize. Okunyetsa is when your children have grown up. And a child to grow up, according to Banyankole, is to be 16. If you are 16, they say you are a man. Now, when we are 18, 20, If you are not a man now, you'll never be a man. Now these children are grown up, so their mother is there, their uncles are there. They should be able to continue what Mahakanizi did.
His family spoke fondly of Keith Mahakanizi as a caring and hardworking person.
Before, he was this person immersed in his work. He's a workaholic. He was a workaholic, as you all know. And I would get scared sometimes whether my children would ever enjoy him, because work was above family to him.
My dad was an incredibly positive human being. He always believed things would work out and that there was a solution for every problem.
Others who related with him at personal level recounted their moments they shared with the deceased. Housing State Minister Persis Namganza is one of such people.
Of recent, when I was going through a lot of trials, and that time the Right Honourable Prime Minister invited me to her office. And that is the time Parliament was on my neck over issues which were not understandable. And when I had just entered the Right Honourable Prime Minister's office, she was there, and she was telling me, you have to go to Parliament and apologize straight away. I don't know where Keith Mahakanizi came from. She phoned us when we had just started talking, and I was trying to tell the Right Honourable Prime Minister that I've done nothing. And Keith told me, hey, Princess, you are here. If you are here to seek guidance about apology, that's wrong. You have done nothing and you cannot be there. And the Prime Minister was there and it's like, why are you misleading? And the case was like, no, please. There is nothing she has done, so this is just misguidance.
Keith Mahakanizi's body was brought back to Uganda in the wee hours of Saturday morning after losing the battle to multiple organ failure at a hospital in Milan, Italy.
Keith was very confident. He exuded immense confidence and conviction in what he believed in and was able to articulate his beliefs candidly and boldly.
The renowned economist who served as Secretary to the Treasury died serving as Permanent Secretary, Office of the Prime Minister.
We have lost Keith at a time when the office of the Prime Minister needed him most. May his soul rest in eternal peace.
Mahakanizi is survived by a wife and children and will be laid to rest at his home in Liantonde district this Sunday. Henry Okrut, UBC.
And the First Lady Janet Mwanafunzi has met with Ambassador Extraordinary and Plenipotentiary of the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia to Uganda, Jamal Al-Madani, who paid a courtesy call on her at State House, Nakasero. The First Lady was particularly grateful for the support towards the renovation and construction of technical institutes in the country and hoped for more avenues of working together.
The First Lady was meeting the Ambassador Extraordinary and Plenipotentiary of the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia to Uganda, His Excellency Jamal Al-Madani, who paid a courtesy call on her at State House Nakasero. The First Lady was particularly grateful for the support towards the renovation and construction of technical institutes in the country and hoped for more avenues of working together. The two teams discussed the current and future areas of cooperation between their two countries and programs that the Uganda's education and sports sector could benefit from. Mrs. Museveni observed that many of the technical institutes in the country still lack instructors with the hands-on expertise to efficiently impart skills to their students and requested the Saudi Arabia envoy to therefore consider cooperating with the Uganda's Education Ministry in training of instructors for the technical institutes. She also saluted Saudi Arabia for the commendable environment protection exhibited in the country.
Because of where your country is placed on the globe, and you have done so well to turn it green, Perhaps there is so much we can learn from you to save the environment in our own country.
Saudi Arabia's ambassador, who has been in the country for the last 2 years, briefed the First Lady on the development of relations between the two countries in this period. He said that to deepen the cooperation between Saudi Arabia and Uganda, a general agreement of cooperation, as well as a memorandum of understanding on political consultation between the two foreign ministries, were signed last year. In another development, the First Lady has agreed to the proposal by the ambassador of South Sudan for Uganda and South Sudan to cooperate in the area of skills development. This, however, would come at a later time, because Uganda can only confidently support South Sudan when it also gets the experts it is looking for to offer the hands-on training to the students and ensure that the skills being passed on are excellent.
Many of our technical institutes still lack the trainers, so we would want to help our colleagues from Southern Sudan or any part of Africa when we are confident that the skills we are passing on in these institutes are really good and excellent, and when we have the expertise we are looking for, then we would feel confident to give you some support.
While meeting His Excellency Simon Juanch Deng, the ambassador of South Sudan to Uganda, together with the Second Secretary, Shadrach Cole, and the Education Attaché, Laon Akol, Mrs. Museveni noted that Ugandans share the experience of the people of South Sudan because Uganda also had a long time of instability and its people lived in many countries of the world.
We understand what you are going through, and we know that you can always learn from each other. You can learn from where we have come from, and we can also learn from what you are doing in your new area.
South Sudan ambassador hailed the brotherhood and bilateral cooperation with Uganda under the leadership of President Museveni, saying it has grown from strength to strength. He also commended Uganda for the quality education it offers the citizens of South Sudan.
We have approximately about 25,000 South Sudanese students, roughly about 20,000 of them in primary and secondary school, and the remainder in secondary schools. And these are people we believe in the next 5 years or so, they will be your ambassadors to South Sudan.
That's right.
Because they would have completed, they have friends here, they have teachers who took them through the learning education, and we believe that will improve a lot in our trading, our political federation within the East Africa community, and we have a very positive outlook.
Ambassador Simon Juang Deng relayed greetings from the First Lady of South Sudan, Mrs. Mary Ayeng Maldat, who expressed gratitude for the support Uganda gives to the South Sudanese. Reporting for UBC, Baguma William.
Now, preparations are ongoing in the Antonde district at Ramayongo village for a befitting send-off for the late Permanent Secretary, Office of the Prime Minister, Keith Mahakanizi. Mahakanizi's body was flown in early this Saturday.
Ramayongo village has been a busy place ever since the announcement of Keith Mahakanizi's death, with mourners from all walks of life commiserating with the family.
Abagasire kitweka kukiretera amaizi abaye umuntu okushikibwa buli omu weena abatari omuntu orukubasa kwetanisa abantu.
The Antonde district chairperson Fred Muhangi is among those who pride in the late Mahakanizi's legacy.
Turimu kunyorwa kwa amanyi olw'okuviirako mukwano gwaffe. Turimu kunyorwa kwa amanyi olw'okuviirako empagi Luwaga. Turimu kunyorwa kwa amanyi olw'okuviirako omuntu abadde omutwe gw'ekabura gw'eryantonde.
Present at the Lyantonde country home to oversee the burial arrangements is the former Attorney General Mwesigwa Rukutana.
Alise ebintu bingi nnyo naye ekisinga obukulu kyalese ku nsi linnya
abana bamuhakanizi oba bagenze wa president bagenze wa prime minister bagenze wa minister bagenze ebweru eburaya mu World Bank ki no government ni mwana wa Keith Mahakanizi erinya lyokka likutunda.
Ben Kavria, a friend of Mahakanizi for so many years, is among those we found at the latest country home.
Eno twagisanga nga enseno erimbi nnyo eri mabega nnyo kweso eraba enkulakulanye yolaba yaffe yakisi nange yokuteeka mu model farming neeri faamu giraba ebayita ya mukiga ali mukwano gwaffe yava kinkiizi yatusooka eno balimu mwemweta James Tugume.
This Saturday evening, the body of the late Keith Mahakanizi left Kampala for Lyantonde, and he will be laid to rest this Sunday, 23rd April 2023, at Ramayongo village in Lyantonde district, thus marking the end of a tomboy whose economic expertise has shaped Uganda's future.
Enkya ku Sunday we tujja kuwerekera omubiri gwa mukwano gwaffe ng'ava mu bulamu bw'ensi eno, naye nga omuntu gwe tufiiriddwa omuntu abadde yeenyigira mu nkulaakulana ey'ekabula.
Robert Nyango, UBC News, Lyantonde.
Uganda People's Defence Forces monitoring and evaluation team headed by the force's chief political commissar, Major General Henry Masaka, have concluded inspecting construction works being done by the UPDF Engineering Brigade in the eastern sub-region. General Masiko's team was impressed by the progress of works inspected in the sub-regions of Karamoja, Teso and Bugisu.
Akakiiko akalondoola ekitongole ekizimbi
Now, the head of Public Service and Secretary to Cabinet, Lucy Nachobye, has revealed that a move to restructure the office of the Prime Minister was in the pipeline before the death of the Permanent Secretary, Keith Mahakanizi. Nachobye told the mourners, including President Yoweri Museveni, that the late Mahakanizi foresaw a drastic scandal at OPM and had allotted her office before his demise.
As mourners attended an official funeral service for the late Permanent Secretary in the office of the Prime Minister, Keith Mahakanizi, information pertaining to the common iron sheets scandal did not miss.
Keith had seen that circus coming, and he had even been to my office a few months before this happened.
The head of Public Service and Secretary to Cabinet, Lucy Nachobye, did not wait for the information to be swept under the carpet.
And he came and told, he actually came accusing me of not inducting the ministers. He came saying, he used to call me my boss. My boss, did you induct the ministers? I told him, Keith, I did. Only that that time you were in Turkey, but the ministers were inducted. Then he told me one thing. I've been quarreling with them in today's top management. The ministers are everywhere. They are in stores, they are in procurement, they are in accounts, they are in HR, they are everywhere.
Nachobe reveals that the late Mahakanizi predicted a drastic scandal which would hit the OPM, resulting from misuse of government stores.
So, what do I do? I've come here to report myself, because if you hear anything, you know that I've disagreed with the ministers today. And he said, I've warned them, these stores are going to cause them problems. And indeed, I think like a month and a half passed, and this problem came. And actually, when the problem came, he called me and told me, didn't I predict so?
Lucy Nachobe then gave a green light that the late Keith Mahakanizi goes ahead to initiate a process to restructure the OPM.
I told him indeed that's true, because a number of scandals have been happening at that office. So we therefore agreed that when he comes back, he should write a cabinet memo proposing this restructuring of this office.
She asked the president to consider a perfect replacement to fit the shoes of the late PS Mahakanizi.
Because this office has a lot of challenges, and if you appoint a soft person, we shall continue with these challenges.
The Iron Sheets saga has since remained a dead piece of meat as top government officials and members of parliament are involved in the diversion of the sheets meant for Karamoja vulnerable communities.
We have lost Keith at a time when the office of the Prime Minister needed him most. May his soul rest in eternal peace.
The late Mahakanizi died of cancer from Italy, where he had been taken to receive further treatment. Daniel Mugoya, UBC News.
Lawmakers under their umbrella body, the Uganda Parliamentary Forum on Malaria, will walk Kampala streets to raise awareness about malaria this Sunday, malaria fever this Sunday, ahead of the World Malaria Day marked April the 25th. The Deputy Speaker, Thomas Tayewa, is expected to be the chief walker during an early morning event that will start at Parliament. The President of Lions Club of Kampala Central Associate, Professor Lawrence Mugisha, says the latest World Health Organization report indicates that malaria is the leading cause of ill health in Uganda.
To the parliament. Once we are at the parliament, we are mobilizing the public to come and participate in blood donation, because we need blood. Malaria causes anemia and leads to death, and critically there is need for blood. We are in shortage of blood, so we are calling upon the public to come and walk, but also donate blood. In addition, we have organized other events that will help improve our health. We have diabetes and high blood pressure screening, we have eyesight screening. All those things we need to be aware of our health, as well as screening for malaria on that particular day. So that's why Lions of Uganda, for us, wherever there is a need, there is a lion. So as Lions of Uganda, we have seen that malaria is a problem. If we don't join the forces, we are going to be at a loss. We want to protect our communities, and that's why Lions of Uganda have joined the Uganda Parliamentarian Forum on Malaria and other stakeholders, including the Ministry of Health, in this campaign of fighting against malaria. This work is open to the public. For the first time, the Parliament of Uganda has been opened up to the public. Everybody is allowed to come to the Parliament, participate in the work, work and participate in all other activities, including blood donation, that are going to be available. But otherwise, development partners, members of the parliament, Ministry of Health, Lions of Uganda, and several other partners, all of them are ready for work. Right now, we have over 2,000 registered participants. You cannot miss to be part of this work. Zero malaria starts with me. Controlling malaria is all our responsibility.
Now, in 2022, President Yoweri Museveni directed for the establishment of the public university in Bunyoro sub-region to play a critical role in socio-economic transformation of the region and the country. As part of the directive, the First Lady and Minister for Education and Sports, Janet Museveni, appointed a task force to establish a unique Bunyoro University based on collegiate system.
The chairman of the committee and the first vice-chancellor of Bunyoro University, Professor Samuel Chamanywa, says they need 15 billion shillings to facilitate production, productivity, and the technological growth of the university.
We are meeting the same challenges other government programs are meeting. That, you know, we have been through COVID. We have gone through a session where our economy is not doing very well. Those challenges that affect the economy do affect us, because if we are not given, if the money is not available from the economy, we cannot do these things in time. So we have those challenges.
But if the 15 billion was given, at least we would move a step further, because we have activities which need money. We want the government to support us in terms of funding the university to the levels we wish, so that we can, the area we get the funds, then we're able to start. I think those are the major two goals.
Chamanywa says they are trying to establish a university that will integrate humanities and sciences, and now they are looking for funding to go through the processes of developing a curriculum and different programs accredited.
Today we are looking at what are the things we are supposed to go through in developing academic programs. We want to have a unique university, and that uniqueness has to come from a number of points of view. One is that this unique university should be seen through the methods we use in teaching and delivery.
Academic experts have urged Bunyoro University to tailor its academic programs around the needs of the communities in which they are going to operate.
Available in Bunyoro. We are talking about the resources in Bunyoro. The university should be able to tap into the resources and develop programs that address those concerns. We're now talking of issues to do with the minerals, we're talking about issues to do with oil and gas, and of course from an applied point of view, what are the likely implications of having those resources in Bunyoro. So therefore the programs, we're talking about programs within earth sciences and programs related with applied sciences.
The task force committee envisages the Bunyoro University of the Earth and Applied Sciences based on the collegiate system with the campuses of Greater Hoima, Kibale, and Masindi. The main campus will be in Greater Hoima City, and it is proposed that it will host health sciences, science education, petrochemicals, and Kibale campus will host the College of Agriculture and Environmental Sciences, while Masindi will be a center of technology and petroleum engineering. Bunyoro University is planned to have different innovation hubs for promotion and commercializing and value addition based on natural resources. Joseph Bule, UBC.
And a presidential private secretary in charge of land matters, Susanna Bo, has stopped the ongoing construction on a 5-acre piece of land in Buddo, Chimbeja village, Chengira Town Council, Wakiso District. This follows continued land disputes between King's College Buddo and the family of Samule Chigamazi, who claims same ownership.
The ongoing land wrangles between King's College Buddo and the family of Samuel Chigamuzi of Chimbeja Buddo in Chengera Town Council, Wakiso District, has attracted intervention of a presidential assistant's intervention. The senior presidential private secretary in charge of land matters, legal affairs, Susan Abo, met with the rivaling parties and community leaders.
We listen to both sides. We need really to maintain the status quo. Then we listen to who is telling the truth and who is not telling the truth. So basically what has happened here is to come and instruct the people who were constructing on the ground to stop henceforth. Then from there, I am going to call King's College Buddo immediately, plus the petitioners, the tenants, to come and we sit. We are going to resolve this matter according to the law, not by common sense, not by numbers of people, not by the level of institutions and what. Everybody who has the right to stay on their thing must stay depending on.
Susan Abo says she decided to stop the developments on the land with immediate effect.
The OC of Buddo, the OC of Chengera, we have all agreed that let their activities of construction and any would-be sales stop before even starting to handle this matter. And we have successfully talked to the people who were constructing, and they have accepted to leave the ground under the hands of the security. The security is going to be there as a neutral party, not to favor one side, but rather to see to it that there is no any side of or any other party that comes in to say that me I am using the place or I am not using. We have maintained the peace of the area by leaving there the security to maintain the status quo the way it is.
Samuel Chigamuzi, one of the family members, has credited the presidential private secretary in charge of land matters, legal affairs, Susan Abo, for the decision.
Nezirako kwebaza ne president yateka office fa abantu ababulijjo lusazimu tetuzimanyi nefu twagituukirira tetuddemu eddukiddeo era musaawe eno babayimiriza ku bantu badde n'ebizu nga poliisi eri awo magye efuuse enkambi naye twebaza nti office ya president omukyala azze Susan Abo tumwebaza nnyo era twebaza nnyo office eziteereddwawo tuli basanyufu nnyo olw'embeerero okuba nti kati tufunyemu okwebaka katulinde ffuna amateeka gatulamule.
Nabukalu Edith, the area chairperson, asked government to provide them with security against bad elements.
Bintu ebi naye bali abantu babadde babaavu nga batuguba misinde batudde kuba bakuba abantu amasasi gavuga naye Mukama Katonda atubedde olwaleero era mpulira essanyu lingi okulaba nga
Robert Katamba, UBC News.
The government is set to relocate Bulembea Primary School in Kasese District after securing land to a safer place to enable pupils study in a conducive environment. This was revealed by the State Minister for Tourism, Martin Mugara, when he paid a courtesy visit to the school during the 5-day Explore West campaign and donated some scholastic materials to the pupils.
Kasese is one of the districts prone to floods. Bulembea Primary School is among the institutions often affected by these floods. A visit to the school found people studying in temporary school structures established by government and responsible organizations.
Bulembea Primary School was one of the most important schools, but due to the calamity of River Nyamwamba, it swept it off. That's why you are seeing we are under tents. But we thank the government for having provided this non-government organization known as UNICEF for supporting the school.
The head teacher, Kule Joseph, says that the school was affected in terms of performance since some pupils and teachers decided to go to safer places. Kule, however, wants government to come out and give them support to build new structures in the land secured.
The government requested the Kilembe Mines Limited to allocate the school with the land, which Kilembe Mines has done, and the land has been surveyed. So we are waiting for the government to come and give in the support of constructing more classrooms and making the school look like as how it was in the past.
The Ministry of Tourism, Wildlife and Antiquities, through their Explore West campaign, paid a courtesy visit to the school and donated some scholastic materials including books, pens, among others.
Okay, we are going to hand over these things to the headmaster.
State Minister for Tourism Martin Mugara Bahinduka said that government is planning to relocate the school.
I know the Prime Minister's office now is trying to acquire land for relocation, so you can have a new home that is not threatened by any other running water.
The minister attributes flooding of the river Nyamambwa to the destruction of the environment like forests and cautioned the public about destroying the environment.
Do you know why we have problems from up the mountain, including floods? Because some people destroy the forests and the protective cover of the mountain up.
So change nawe atulabeeyo okukuma obutonde ogezaako okwewala ebintu ng'ebyatuka ku ssomero lino.
Currently, the school has 600 pupils, the number having dropped due to the floods of River Nyamwamba. It is noted that even most of the teachers left Bulembia Primary School and looked for schools in safer areas, which is affecting the performance of the pupils in the school.
And Masaka residents have started preparations to host the presidential advisor on security, General Muhoozi Kainerugaba. They said they would also like to benefit from the various initiatives General Muhoozi has been fronting in other parts of the country. The plan was presented by team chairman Michael Nwajira Toyota, who met them at the Brevard Hotel in Masaka. Bashir Semakula, who led the event, urged the people of Masaka to love the NRM without any hesitation. He also asked for Greater Masaka to be included in Muhoozi's various projects.
Otubuulira ku lunaku lwatuteekateeka ssebo oleke mu lutuwadde ne bannange wano bagendera walumanyi ssebo ojja kwawula abalenzi mu basajja
nga batambuddeko mu bitundu ebyenjawulo okubeera nti baleseeyo pulojekiti ezikulaakulanya abantu. Naffe pulojekiti ezo nga ffe ab'e Masaka tusaba tiimu chairman MK is our brand okubeera nti movement tizijjako e Masaka era tujja kuba basanyufu nnyo okulaba nti naffe tusobola okwekulaakulanya nga bannamasaka kubanga tayawula bibiina byonna, agatta ebibiina, agatta eddiini, agatta amawanga. Kale kya ssanyu nnyo okulaba nti buli muntu ajja kwenyigira mu nteekateeka ezo zinaaba zizze Masaka ku tiimu chairman movement.
Ensasage yaliwo tegenda kuddamu kola ki? Tegenda kuddamu kubaawo. Oli yali kibuyaga eyaleeta kasasiro mu lujjanga bamaze okuwera. Naye ku mulundi guno kibuyaga tagenda kudda twamugemye.
Ffe buli omu oba wa nuupu oba wa DP tuyita naye.
Tiimu chairman!
Kyekyo kyenjawulo naye ffe tuli basajja ba NRM era twagira bikolwa bya NRM tewaba kulimba ffe tulinawo enjawulo. Wabula ffe tuzaamu bali abafuluma mu NRM olw'ensonga ezitali zimu na zimu. Era mu organization zaffe zino saagala abantu abo tubaawule tuno wa nuupu oba wa DP. Ekyo kinasaba era homework agibalekedde bwe tugenda okuddawo kwano okukola structures. Nsuubira kubanga naabo tubalina mu ntegeka y'omukolo kubanga guno omukolo si gwa kalulu gwa ssanyu gwa kuwagira minyeeto oba bavubuka.
Meanwhile, Pakistani nationals living in Uganda have been urged to be charitable to the needy as a sign of brotherhood. Pakistani ambassador to Uganda, Wazir Mohammed Hassan, said this during the Eid get-together organized by Overseas Pakistanis Global Foundation Africa in Kampala. The organization attracted dignitaries including the Turkish ambassador to Uganda, renowned businessmen, Pakistanis and many more.
We do
do not know many of you, but definitely I know that you have contributed to the good activities that the community is doing, and our organization is doing towards the people of Uganda and back home in Pakistan.
Very thankful to you. You have come to us and you give us honors, and happy Eid to everyone. Now each day we have to share the happiness to everyone, to less privileged people. What we have learned in Ramzan, we have to continue in our next 11 months.
And I have personally seen how deep our relations are and how important our relations are. You know, we had a tremendous earthquake in Turkey on 6th of February, and the official number we lost is more than 50,000. And as far as I know, Pakistan was the #1 country which was providing us immense amount of aid, search and rescue teams, tents, food. So in that respect, I want to renew our heartfelt thanks.
And Ministry of Education and Sports, through the Directorate of Education Standards, have begun training head teachers on the use of digital real-time monitoring platform. Teacher Effectiveness and Learner Achievement System, TELA, was rolled out by the Ministry to improve the accuracy of information captured by the system in order to reduce absenteeism in schools.
Teachers' Effectiveness and Learner Achievement TELA is a time and task performance management system that captures evidence-based information for quick follow-up and decision-making. The digital system was designed purposely to track the daily attendance of a teacher and other teachers. Timetable implementation will also be monitored through the same system.
And they can confirm that to us. So the beauty about TELA, it is a real-time monitoring platform. So it monitors performance on teachers' attendance rates as well as their adherence to timetable. So at the end of the day, they clock in at 8 a.m. and clock out at 5. When they synchronize their data and send it to the Ministry of Education and Sports, we can receive it and then generate reports which help us to make better decisions with regards to how the ministry can now step in.
The new development requires a digital gadget for which every school received a handset.
The phones are like, you know how you have the biometrics in a workplace? You just go put your thumbprint.
Over the years, schools used manual attendance books, which some errant teachers would use their colleagues to sign in for them, and in some instances, the books would also be stolen.
And normally, teachers used to relax because they think all these records taken is just for the sake of the school and the district. But being introduced by the ministry, they know that at least this is a ministry program, and the moment they try to misbehave, then they're being monitored direct from the ministry.
If you to look at the manual method which we used to use, there it was not all that very effective, because sometimes you find that a teacher may come at around 8:30, then the teacher will say 8. So I'm seeing as if it is going to make some kind of improvement.
Leaders say this new system will improve performance by reducing absenteeism.
A full-time teacher in a government-aided school is also a part-time teacher somewhere. So with this system now, I think it is going to help us to stop that.
It's a milestone in ensuring that there is effective service delivery in the education sector. It will not make sense for teachers to be present while the learners that are supposed to receive from the teachers are absent. So we encourage parents out there to try as much as possible to support children in school in terms of even taking care of their health.
The team is currently traversing Lango sub-region, equipping head teachers how to manage their schools. Eddie Ulwa, UBC News.
Jerry con. Jerry con. Hey, Master Blaster. Touch him, man. Bang Jerry con with muscle. Those ones who say go for you only. Mundaba. First school fees I teach you. When I'm going to Muscali, because of the cover is very far. Is you serious? Is serious you? What? Yeah? You step it on it. Add kilometers to your legs and you get your sugar. We buy meat from Umaru and Umaru refuse to give you enough meat. Mama! Show him that they don't joke with you. Umaru,
okukakaluka n'okulungi kwetaagako omuntu akuyambako n'olwekyo tujja kukuteerawo embeera esaanidde osobole okukola ekisinga awamu teri kitulema.
It's the encounters with our majestic gorillas, the thrill of taking on the falls of the Nile River, the joy of discovering new traditions, and a lot more. Join us at the 2023 Pearl of Africa Tourism Expo from the 26th to the 29th of April at the Commonwealth Resort, Munyonyo. Rediscover our country's uniqueness and see what the tourism sector has in store for you. Visit www.poate.co.ug to secure your spot and get set to learn, network, and explore. The Pearl of Africa Tourism Expo is brought to you by the Uganda Tourism Board in partnership with Competitiveness and Enterprise Development Projects. Explore Uganda, the Pearl of Africa.
Are you tired of high fees and slow transfer time when sending money? Look no further. Airtel Money is here to revolutionize the way you move your money. We have revised our rates, and now sending money from Airtel to other networks in Uganda, East Africa, and to the rest of the world has never been more affordable. Plus, you can trust Airtel Money to get your money where it needs to go quickly and safely. Simply dial *185# and start sending money. Switch to Airtel Money today and experience unbeatable rates and top-notch services for all your local and international money transfer needs. Airtel Money. Instant, secure, borderless.
This isn't just a girl. She is the future. This is a teacher, a doctor, a community leader, our future president.
Their support meant so much to me, and as a teenage girl, I stayed focused and was protected from child marriage and teenage pregnancy. I will support other girls against child marriage and teenage pregnancy.
Take action. Report any case of defilement or child marriage to the police or call Sauti 116.
Iwakato, this is a quick call. I'm almost out of minutes. Now, the center.
Why rush through such important conversations? Airtel Uganda has made it possible for you to call across all networks in Uganda at the best rates with the new Bona voice bundles. Stay connected anytime, anywhere, with minutes valid for calls on all networks. Dial *100*1#. Select voice bundles and select Bona voice bundles today. Airtel, the smartphone network.
Welcome back. Now in business news, Uganda Business and Technical Examinations Board is conducting the April-May 2023 examinations diet beginning this Monday, the 24th of April till the 2nd of June. At least 25,474 candidates are registered to seat the April-May 2023 examinations at 257 centers across the country. Executive Secretary, Uganda Business and Technical Examinations Board, Onesmus Oyesije, has cautioned candidates against examination malpractice.
Uganda Business and Technical Examinations Board is conducting the April-May 2023 examinations beginning Monday next week. At least 25,474 candidates are expected to write the examinations at 257 centers.
And 12th May 2023, we have physical sciences, biological and agricultural sciences. These ones will be conducted between 24th April, 3rd May 2023.
The board executive secretary Onesmus Oyesije encourages heads of centers to ensure rules and regulations are adhered to during the examination period.
keep at their centers. And if not possible, let them appoint responsible persons to attend any emerging issues that relate to examination management. Sometimes people just abandon because of such exams. They are not at centers.
Candidates are to sit various categories of hands-on courses leading to diploma and certificate qualifications.
Meteorology, we have fisheries training, we have agriculture, and we have also lands and survey. National certificate technical biomedical engineering. We only have 4 males.
The hands-on program categories will be conducted in phases across the country. Miriam Numcha, UBC News.
Well, that does it for news tonight. Thank you for sticking with us. I am Rhoda Ngonzi, but let's cross over to Masindi Stadium, where Presidential Advisor on Special Operations General Muhoozi Kainerugaba will be hosted.
Wow!